What is metastasis? Metastasis is a pathogenic agent spread from an initial or primary site to a different or secondary site within the host's body. The term is typically used when referring to metastasis by a cancerous tumor. The newly pathological sites, then, are metastases (mets). It is generally distinguished from cancer invasion, which is the direct extension and penetration by cancer cells into neighboring tissues. Cancer occurs after cells are genetically altered to proliferate rapidly and indefinitely. This uncontrolled proliferation by mitosis produces a primary heterogenetic tumor. The cells which constitute the tumor eventually undergo metaplasia, followed by dysplasia then anaplasia, resulting in a malignant phenotype. This malignancy allows for invasion into the circulation, followed by invasion to a second site for tumorigenesis. Some cancer cells known as circulating tumor cells acquire the ability to penetrate the walls of lymphatic or blood vessels, after which they are able to circulate through the bloodstream to other sites and tissues in the body. This process is known, respectively, as lymphatic or hematogenous spread. After the tumor cells come to rest at another site, they repenetrate the vessel or walls and continue to multiply, eventually forming another clinically detectable tumor. This new tumor is known as a metastatic, or secondary, tumor. Metastasis is one of the hallmarks of cancer, distinguishing it from benign tumors. Most cancers can metastasize, although in varying degrees. Basal cell carcinoma, for example, rarely metastasizes. When tumor cells metastasize, the new tumor is called a secondary or metastatic tumor, and its cells are similar to those in the original or primary tumor. This means that if breast cancer metastasizes to the lungs, the secondary tumor is made up of abnormal breast cells, not of abnormal lung cells. The tumor in the lung is then called metastatic breast cancer, not lung cancer. Metastasis is a key element in cancer staging systems such as the TNM staging system, where it represents the M. In overall stage grouping, metastasis places a cancer in stage 4. The possibilities of curative treatment are greatly reduced, or often entirely removed when a cancer has metastasized. Metastasis signs and symptoms. Initially, nearby lymph nodes are struck early. The lungs, liver, brain, and bones are the most common metastasis locations from solid tumors. In lymph nodes metastasis, a common symptom is lymphadenopathy. Lung metastasis, cough, hemoptysis and dyspnea, shortness of breath. Liver metastasis, hepatomegaly, enlarged liver, nausea and jaundice. Bone metastasis, bone pain, fracture of affected bones. Brain metastasis, neurological symptoms such as headaches, seizures, and vertigo. Although advanced cancer may cause pain, it is often not the first symptom. Some patients, however, do not show any symptoms. When the organ gets a metastatic disease, it begins to shrink until its lymph nodes burst, or undergo lysis. Metastatic tumors are very common in the late stages of cancer. The spread of metastasis may occur via the blood or the lymphatics or through both routes. The most common sites of metastases are the lungs, liver, brain, and the bones. Currently, 3 main theories have been proposed to explain the metastatic pathway of cancer. The epithelial mesenchymal transition (EMT) and mesenchymal epithelial transition (MET) hypothesis 1. The cancer stem cell hypothesis 2. And the macrophage cancer cell fusion hybrid hypothesis 3. Some new hypotheses were suggested as well. For example, under the effect of particular biochemical and/or physical stressor, cancer cells can undergo nuclear expulsion with subsequent macrophage engulfment and fusion, with the formation of cancer fusion cells (CFCs). Factors involved. Metastasis involves a complex series of steps in which cancer cells leave the original tumor site and migrate to other parts of the body via the bloodstream, via the lymphatic system, or by direct extension. To do so, malignant cells break away from the primary tumor and attach to and degrade proteins that make up the surrounding extracellular matrix (ECM), which separates the tumor from adjoining tissues. By degrading these proteins, cancer cells are able to breach the ECM and escape. The location of the metastases is not always random, with different types of cancer tending to spread to particular organs and tissues at a rate that is higher than expected by statistical chance alone. Breast cancer, for example, tends to metastasize to the bones and lungs. This specificity seems to be mediated by soluble signal molecules such as chemokines and transforming growth factor beta. The body resists metastasis by a variety of mechanisms through the actions of a class of proteins known as metastasis suppressors, of which about a dozen are known. Human cells exhibit different kinds of motion: collective motility, mesenchymal type movement, and amoeboid movement. Cancer cells often opportunistically switch between different kinds of motion. Some cancer researchers hope to find treatments that can stop or at least slow down the spread of cancer by somehow blocking some necessary step in one or more kinds of motion. All steps of the metastatic cascade involve a number of physical processes. Cell migration requires the generation of forces, and when cancer cells transmigrate through the vasculature, this requires physical gaps in the blood vessels to form. Besides forces, the regulation of various types of cell and cell matrix adhesions is crucial during metastasis. The metastatic steps are critically regulated by various cell types, including the blood vessel cells, endothelial cells, immune cells or stromal cells. The growth of a new network of blood vessels, called tumor angiogenesis, is a crucial hallmark of cancer. It has therefore been suggested that angiogenesis inhibitors would prevent the growth of metastases. Endothelial progenitor cells have been shown to have a strong influence on metastasis and angiogenesis. Endothelial progenitor cells are important in tumor growth, angiogenesis and metastasis, and can be marked using the inhibitor of DNA binding 1, ID1. This novel finding meant that investigators gained the ability to track endothelial progenitor cells from the bone marrow to the blood to the tumor stroma and even incorporated in tumor vasculature. Endothelial progenitor cells incorporated in tumor vasculature suggests that this cell type in blood vessel development is important in a tumor setting and metastasis. Furthermore, ablation of the endothelial progenitor cells in the bone marrow can lead to a significant decrease in tumor growth and vasculature development. Therefore, endothelial progenitor cells are important in tumor biology and present novel therapeutic targets. The immune system is typically deregulated in cancer and affects many stages of tumor progression, including metastasis. Epigenetic regulation also plays an important role in the metastatic outgrowth of disseminated tumor cells. Metastases display alterations in histone modifications, such as H3K4 methylation and H3K9 methylation, when compared to matching primary tumors. These epigenetic modifications in metastases may allow the proliferation and survival of disseminated tumor cells in distant organs. A recent study shows that PKC iota promotes melanoma cell invasion by activating vimentin during EMT. PKC iota inhibition or knockdown resulted in an increase in E-cadherin and Rho-A levels while decreasing total vimentin, phosphorylated vimentin and PAR6 in metastatic melanoma cells. These results suggested that PKC is involved in signaling pathways which upregulate EMT in melanoma, thereby directly stimulates metastasis. Recently, a series of high-profile experiments suggests that the co-option of intercellular crosstalk mediated by exosome vesicles is a critical factor involved in all steps of the invasion metastasis cascade. Thanks for watching our video. Make sure you subscribe to receive more video related to metastasis, metastasis symptoms, metastasis treatment, and many other everyday health and wellness. Don't forget to leave a comment, hit the like button, and share our video. Thank you so much for watching. Be safe, and stay healthy.